place was called Verve Dance Studio. At the time, it was on 900 Main Street. They ended up having to move early this year, but where it was just a dance community with whatever type of dancers you can think of, crumpers, b-boys, wavers, everybody. And they just came in to this room and they competed. And he took me to this event, and one of the DJs, his name was Simple, who just recently moved to LA a couple years ago. He was looking for someone to kind of take over his position at the studio, and he asked Rook to find, someone who would be interested in DJing. I really wasn't at the time interested in it at all. I was just like, hey, whatever, I'll try it and I'll see. Rook was supposed to do it, but he ended up not rolling with it. He just didn't want to do it. So I ended up, going out and buying records and, just kind of teaching myself some things, and then learning a lot from actually DJ Simple. He's one of the first people that taught me how to use the majority of the equipment, and he taught me how to play on vinyl before the computer. I remember being in his apartment late night and having to mix together 2 records. You know what I'm saying? I had to get it right. I had to get it right. So when I finally got it right, he let me hop on the computer and he let me start playing at Battle of Buffalo. From there, it just started building up stuff, building equipment, lights, tons of records. I used to be at Record Theater when the back room was open almost every week, just going through 45s, just 45s. I think I spent probably the most money on 45s there. They told me I spent the most money on 45s when the back room was open. I was there just all the time. That was what I did. For 8 hours, I would just smoke and go there and just look at records. From sometimes the time from it open until it closed, just hours. And I would just bring them to the studio, actually my other room, not this room, which was much smaller than this one. I would bring them all to that little room over there, and then I just practice all day. DVGs, that was the first bar on Allen that I played at. And that was 1 year after it opened. And I walked in randomly. I would do this all the time to get business, just walk into random bars, tell them who I was, buy drinks, schmooze, you know what I'm saying, talk to people, hey, what's up, I'm DJ Sike, blah, 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 you show love. And then, they say, okay, we'll give you a shot. But it was actually Alexis Negron. She was working for DTR at the time. And they were just looking for people to fill in a random Wednesday. I didn't know how it would go. I just basically walked into this random bar and I'm, having a drink, checking it out. And then, this girl walks up to me and she says, hi, how you doing? What do you do? And I say, well, I just started DJing. And immediately she just says, okay, when are you free? I said, well, I'm pretty free. Oh, we have this Wednesday. Come in. I want to hear you play. So that Wednesday I came in and I played a Wednesday for them, and then they liked it. And I ended up playing another week and another week and another week, and then it turned into a weekly thing. And then I started doing other stuff with DVGs. And that was the start. Was DVGs. That was the first legitimate bar that I worked in. DVGs, due to the Buffalo Bills parties and everything, I expanded to Soho, and then from Soho it was just word of mouth. People were telling people at Hardware, oh, let's play at Hardware. I heard you over at DVGs, and Soho actually got me tons of business. Tons and tons of business. I was doing private parties and random spots out in Orchard Park, like people's mansions and stuff like that. I got a lot of business off Soho. Their clientele is A1. The best gigs I've done, I probably don't even remember, honestly. I don't even think I remember. I do remember one, my birthday at DBGB's. This was maybe like 2013. And it's when I was really like heavily involved in DBGB's. I was playing 3 days a week, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. You know, sometimes I hop in on Fridays, but I was just like a DBGB's DJ. That was me, you know, DBG. Anything that happened in DBG, it was Sike. You know, Sike was in there. He did all the shows. So you know, people would come in from out of town, you know, I would open up for them. I opened up for a bunch of interesting acts. Bernard Purdy, James Brown drummer, I opened up for him. And he said I was the best dancer he's ever heard, so he probably didn't like my DJing, but he did like my dancing, interesting enough. So it was super hazy in there. I had this crazy outfit on, it had random squares. I think it was a lady's jacket actually that I had on. So it was this lady's jacket that I had on that I found at Amvet, so I thought it was really cool. I put it on. It was like red and white and had like blocks of like color on it and shit. So I walk in with that and I had one of those hats on, you know, like the brim hats. I walk in, mad people, completely packed. Everybody's like, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. So much love. So I get ready to go on. I brought records, by the way. I was actually able to bring records, start playing some 45s, just start going in on 45. I don't even remember any of the stuff I played, but everybody loved it. So much that girls started hopping on the stage. I was like, to the point where I couldn't even see what was in front of me. Like I couldn't see the crowd, none of that. And security had trouble like getting all these people off the stage. Like you just couldn't pull anybody off the stage. Like people just kept coming onto the stage and like dancing. All these girls and like these guys that want to dance with the girls. So I'm just rocking. This girl jumps in the air, record skips. I'm like, damn it. So record starts skipping. I'm like, yo, you got to get these people off. Like, get these people off the stage. So he's like, he gets somebody else. Y'all drag them off the stage. I'm like, all right, now I can finish the set. I finished up the set for the rest of the night. Like, it was just completely packed. That was probably one of the best parties I think I've ever done. Man, I just love records, though. I don't know. It's an addiction. You know, it really is an addiction now. It's to the point where somebody might have to intervene. You know what I'm saying? I might need some medicine, but no, it's just once you start getting records, this is more music. You want more music. You want that next one that you can play. You know, I always switch up. I don't think I've ever played all the same tracks, you know, at any gig. You know, I always play different stuff. I always throw in some joints that people never heard of. I always throw in you know. And the thing is, on records, some of this stuff is not even online anymore, you know. They take all the copyrights and all the YouTubes and stuff. Some of these records you could look up, it's like, you can't find them, so you have to play it on the record, you know. It's important to have records, you know. As much of an addiction as it is, when you make it your life, you know, this is your life. Like, these records is just my life.